Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Appraisal Buzzcast. We appreciate all the feedback we've been getting. Be sure to tell a friend if you enjoy these Buzzcasts. I'm Jim Morrison. Today with me, we have Joan Trice, CEO of Allterra Group, and Andrew Bough, the Executive Vice President of Valuation Connect. We'll be talking about their time in the industry together and what to look forward to in the upcoming years for the industry. Joan, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Jim, and welcome, Andrew, an old friend of mine. And Andrew, I was chatting with another mutual friend the other day, and we were both sort of shocked when we went, how long have we known each other? So you and I have known each other, I think I calculated back to about 2002 when we had our very first Valuation Expo. And you were a speaker at many of very early on.
Yes, indeed. And pleasure to see you. Thank you for having me on. And yes, we do go back a few years, and I always enjoy our interactions for sure. We share a passion for the industry for sure.
Yes, we do. So let's talk about the industry in general. So how long have you been at this, and what kind of changes have you seen over the course of your career?
It's interesting. So this is my 30th anniversary of being in the industry. I started in 1992 as an assistant to a fee appraiser. And, I've had obviously the opportunity to involve myself in a variety of different facets of the industry, both on the lending side, on the AMC side. And, as I kind of ponder my career, it's interesting, in some ways, so little has changed. Appraisers, and I am one still certified in California, are still, a little neurotic about the future and worry about where the next order is going to come from. And the sky can often be deemed as proverbially falling. But in all honesty, I can't remember a time when it's not been a great opportunity to be an appraiser. I'm extremely positive about the future. People ask me, would you recommend it as a career? And I absolutely would. So, little has changed somewhat in the way that we kind of perceive ourselves, but a lot is changing now. And I think it's an extremely exciting time with the technology that we're seeing coming to bear. Certainly, we're seeing a different world where, risk is being considered in terms of the scope of work that appraisers are being engaged in. And I think that's great. I think people should openly welcome different opportunities to drive revenue into their respective businesses and need to start looking at their business from an hourly rate perspective. It shouldn't be about performance. It shouldn't be about 1004s. It's about how I add value and how I make sure that I command an appropriate hourly rate commensurate with what my contribution is.
Fantastic. So let's talk about technology. There really are, I think, for the first time in the history of, or at least as long as I've been in it, we're making some serious technological advances. So tell me about what you're seeing.
Well, yeah, like you, I come from an era where I was, dragging a tape and using a clipboard. And so I'm really showing my age, but I'm really blown away by the talent that I interact with every day of people that are bringing their respective skills into our industry. And I just think it's a great blend of the professionalism that we see the vast majority of appraisers continue to exhibit, and now the opportunity to use cutting edge technology that we see in so many other industries. If we look at what others are doing and then compare it to what we're doing within the valuation space, we're lagging behind. We're certainly making great strides in the last 2 or 3 years. I think, the pandemic provided us an opportunity as an industry, necessity being the mother of all invention and all that, where we actually demonstrated as a group that appraisers can be flexible. They can adapt to changing environments. And we did it, tremendously well and provided exceptional service in these past 2 years that we now need to push on with and really look at adopting technology in a positive way.
I couldn't agree more. And Andrew, let's take a quick break for a commercial message, and then we'll be right back.
Today's learner has a myriad of educational options to choose from, both online and off. But for appraisers and professionals who rely on appraisals, your high-quality, comprehensive valuation education resource should be the Appraisal Institute. The courses we offer are rigorously researched and largely developed by practicing appraisers using their real-world residential and commercial valuation experience. Go to appraisalinstitute.org/education for more information.
All right, Andrew. So we have a lot in the news these days about how difficult it is to enter the profession. You and I have known this for a long, long time. And honestly, my own personal experience, I was licensed certified general in 6 states, and I let my licenses lapse back in 2006. And when I decided, or my daughter decided that she wanted to be an appraiser, I thought I would get my license back so I could help her along the difficult road. And of course, I don't qualify. You know, decades in the business, former SRA, I didn't qualify. I literally would have to mentor and train under another individual. What are your thoughts on some of these roadblocks?
Yeah, barriers to entry into our industry have certainly been a problem. I think there's been a lot of really good work in the past few years to help alleviate some of those issues, and I think there's more that still needs to be done. I think all industry participants share in the responsibility of being able to bring fresh blood into our industry for all the reasons that we understand. I think lenders, AMCs, our governing bodies and everyone else need to look at how that works. I think we need to make it easier for appraisers to be mentors and supervisors. I think there are too many restrictions. It's not beneficial too often for an appraiser to actually mentor and coach. I see so many messages from trainees looking for mentors that we need to find a better way of doing that. Not to plug my own company, but we are actually launching in the coming days a campaign to hire appraisers with a slightly different spin. We've all seen a lot of staff appraiser ads in the last year or so, but we're really focused on looking at new entrants to the industry purposely. We want to build a bridge for people that have just got their license, don't have necessarily the contacts, that we can provide a steady income, a steady amount of work, but still allow them to be partially independent, because we recognize they got into the industry to be a fee appraiser and be independent and have all the flexibility. So we want to provide that to them and build workshops and training on the job so that when they leave us 18 months, 2 years, and then become friends and family on our panel, we have a better resource to then leverage, and we rinse and repeat. And part of that will be then adding trainees as well. So we're trying to do our bit, as I know so many of my competitors are doing as well. It's not just us. And I think by doing that, that will help to alleviate some of the real and some of the perceived challenges around capacity that we have as an industry.
Yeah, but there's no doubt that the AQB needs to modify the rules, or would you not agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not just modify, they need to clarify. There's so much confusion from a federal level to a state level, and it becomes a little overwhelming and it turns a lot of people off. We need to continually have an influx of fresh blood into our industry that are willing to obviously utilize, leverage technology, provide exceptional customer service. That's what we need to have to continue to be relevant.
No, I couldn't agree more. And of course, this also bleeds into the topic of our lack of diversity. Any profession needs diverse people and diverse thought in order to be able to keep your industry moving forward and not become stagnant. So what we've learned is over recent months that we are, what's the acronym? Stale, male, and pale, or?
Well, I think I'm at least 2 of 3 of those. I'm certainly not stale. But look, we've all seen the statistics, and some people get very uncomfortable when we start quoting those types of stats and get very defensive. But the reality is that the appraiser community needs to mirror the customers that they're interacting with on behalf of their clients every single day. We all need to do a better job of working to improve diversity amongst our ranks. It's the right thing to do. It will help to alleviate a lot of the issues that we're facing today around bias. And again, not to digress into a different topic, but the way that we solve the bias issue is to have the right level of diversity within our workforce. That is the root cause of the problem. And again, we are committed, Valuation Connect, that group that I referred to that we're out recruiting for, we will be purposely looking to make sure that that is a a great diverse selection of individuals, and that's kind of our small way of trying to help with that problem.
Let's break one more time for a commercial message.
We didn't build Remote Val for appraisals. We built it for appraisers. With Remote Val, you are in control. Unlike a hybrid valuation, you directly gather the information, photos, and measurements you need while communicating with the homeowner. And with no travel time, Remote Val increases the number of inspections you can perform. Combined with 24-hour pay and our exclusive benefits, it's no wonder more appraisers are choosing Incenter Appraisal Management. Remote Val is fast, easy to use, and completely free for appraisers. To see a demo of Remote Val in action, visit incenteram.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So, Andrew, sort of in summary here, there's been a lot of unsettling news lately, and it has a lot of appraisers frustrated. But what's the long, if you've been in it a long time, what's the long game here for the appraiser?
Look, clearly we're transitioning from a couple of years of just craziness. We're starting to see the market settle down. We're starting to see interest rates increase. I think volumes will start to contract a little. And I don't think there's anything that anyone should be fearful as a result of that. I really, truly believe the future is bright. It is going to be a different world. The requirements and the asks of appraisers are going to continue to evolve, as they should, as the world around us continues to evolve. This is a customer service industry, irrespective of who your client is. We need to find efficiencies. We need to find ways to enhance the professional exchange that appraisers have with all the participants that we deal with every single day. And I just think the tools are available to us to do that. To appraisers that are already in the business, I encourage you to continue to learn, continue to look at different areas of our industry that you can increase your revenue with. Don't be fearful of, people are taking our jobs, or that, you're not going to be relevant anymore. I don't think anything could be further from the truth. There's always going to be a place for good appraisers. There's no place for the bad actors. There's no place for the appraisers that ghost, that gouge, and let people down during the process. I have no tolerance for that. But good appraisers, who make up the vast majority of our industry, the future is extremely bright. I'm very, very positive about it.
Fantastic. Well, let's end that on a happy note. And Andrew, it's good to see you, even though it's virtual, and I hope to see you in person soon.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Looking for better times, the ability to automate routine tasks and stay in compliance with your appraisal management process? Evo, state-of-the-art appraisal management technology for residential and commercial real estate lenders and AMCs, was built with their user in mind. Evo streamlines the appraisal experience with configurable workflow design that automates 100% of routine tasks, alerts you along the way, and gives you powerful reports to make timely decisions. It's the only platform in the market with total customizations out of the box without IT development intervention. Find out more at globaldms.com or call 877-866-2747. Thank you, Joan and Andrew, for joining us today. And yeah, we will see Valuation Connect and Andrew at Valuation Expo this year. So we're really excited about that. We appreciate your gold sponsorship as well. We also want to thank our other sponsors for helping us put these Appraisal Buzzcasts together for you. And we appreciate all the support from our listener community. If you have an idea for a future Buzzcast or would like to be interviewed, reach out to us at info@appraisalbuzz.com. Thanks and have a great day.